Hello, my listener. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, Fabi Virtual Geospatial. I, we want to continue on our lecture series on the comparison between the open source GIS software and a proprietary software. We have chosen to use ArcGIS as an example of proprietary or fee-paying license GIS software, while we chose QGIS or Quantum GIS as an example of Creative Commons open source free GIS software. The purpose of this lecture or the series of this lecture is to encourage people who want to participate in the knowledge of sharing in the knowledge industry of GIS applications to different various disciplines, various professions, so that they don't need to wait until they have resources to acquire licenses of proprietary software, and they can actually participate and be involved and use GIS to a greater detail. Today we are going to look at different ways of which we can open a file, we can print a file, we want to do map embellishment, we want to print different form of files in ArcGIS. This is the interface of, to my left here is the interface of ArcGIS, and to the right is the interface of QGIS. In our previous lecture, I have described what we call, what I call the interface. I will describe the interface of the two software, which is the interface. We have talked about the menu bar. We talked about the button bar. We also talked about the display window. We have also discussed about the display window, the table of contents. They are all the same. The menu bar up there, the same thing. We have the menu bar here, which is for the arc view. And we have the button bar, and then we have the button bar here too. We have the toolbar, and then we have the table of contents. Table of content under QGIS is here, and table of content for ArcGIS is here. The display window for ArcGIS is here, and the display window of QGIS is here. They are similar. The difference is that QGIS can be downloaded and used freely, and ArcGIS can be purchased, and you have to work with the licenses. And we have in our previous lecture, we have looked at the different advantages of using open source or Creative Commons packages and the advantages of the license-based GIS packages. They all have, the both of them have different advantages, different disadvantages, and why you can use them. But for people, professionals who are interested in pursuing a career in GIS, I think it is good to start with open source GIS software, and that you can get updates, you can get new edition without paying a dollar or a dime. Now, today we want to look at how we can print or can embellish a map. Embellishing a map or map design. Or map design is when you have composed your file, your files, your map, and then you want to make it presentable for printing. So we are going to open a file. I'm going to open a file in ArcGIS. ArcGIS, to load the data, you have to use Add Data button. or you either you use add data button, or you go to the file and then you come to add data and you use add data button. The same file you have here is the same file the same tool that you find here. Add data button, file, add data can also be found at the shortcut tool here. And here we are going to look at the administrative map of Nigeria, showing different states. And that is if you are in the ArcGIS environment. If you want to open the same file in QGIS, you go to layer. Under this layer, you go to add layer. You go to the layer menu. Under the layer menu, you go to add layer, and then you come to vector layer. Here in ArcGIS, you can use the same tool to open different files, whether it's a raster file or it's a vector file or it's images, photos, even you want to open Excel file, CSV file, you can use the same add data button or add data tool to open all of them. But in QGIS, you have to specify right from the beginning the kind or the type of data you want to open. Because the file you want to open is a vector data, we click on add vector layer. And under this, we can now select, we can now look at the location of the file. And when we get to location of the file, here we are going to this to locate. We navigate to where our map is, and then we want to see if we have where the file is located, and I'm still looking for the file. I'm still looking for the file that is administrative map of Nigeria, which is the so we are going to look for the map. I'm still looking for it. Map, administrative map of Nigeria. This is the location of the file, and then we have to look for the specific data, Nigeria administrative map, and we have to look for the to show you different form of we have to look for the shape file which is here, and then we click on this, and then you add. It will give you all the parameters, and then you add, and when you add, it gives you the map, the same map in the QGIS. So you have the map here, and this is the table of contents. It shows the kind of the map you opened, and this is the table of content you have in the ArcGIS. So under this one, now let's say we want to print this file, want to prepare this file for a map. In the ArcGIS, it is easy. You just go to the view section, and then you go to the layout view. The data view is where you open the file, but the layout view is where you print the map. This one is now the paper space. It's now the paper space for ArcGIS, and this is where you can add your file, you can add your not arrow, you can add your uh, data about you can add the title of the map, you can add other things. So, but if you want to do the same in QGIS, you have to compose the map specifically. In that case, what you do is that you print a new print layout. You create a new print layout under the QGIS. What you just need to do under click and just change your view to layout view in the ArcGIS. Under the QGIS, you go to project, and then you add a new print layout. You have to give that new print layout a name. Let's call it a map of Nigeria. And then you click OK. It gives you a different window like this. And then the map will not automatically appear. Let's look at in the case of ArcGIS. When you go to the data view, give you the view, and when we come to the layout view, it gives you the same way it appears in the data view, it also appears on the paper view based on your layout design, the paper you are using. If you are using if you are using paper for A3, it will show you. If you have configured or you have designed your template to be A0, it will also come in that way. But in the QGIS, it will give you an empty layout like this, and then you can now insert item, add item. In this case now, I want to add a map. You click on add item, add map, and then when you come to the place you want to design the space where you want your map to be. So I'm going to just draw a box around it, and when you draw a box, your map will come up just as it came out in ArcGIS. The layout window, it comes out here now, but you have to define the space where you want your map to stay. And once you have done that, then you are now at the same level with this. Now in ArcGIS, you want to insert the north arrow, you want to insert the scale bar. You can do the same in QGIS. In ArcGIS, you want to insert, let's say you want to insert a title. So you can say administrative map of Nigeria. Administrative map of Nigeria. Type it, and then you can select the properties of the administrative maps to increase the symbol. Now it is area 22 that you have there. You can change the symbol to something bigger than that. It can be slow depending on your RAM. If your RAM is clogged, it may take time before it comes up. So you can change the color of the title here. Instead of title, you can make it instead of 26 size, you can make it 25. You can make it more than that so that it can appear bigger. You apply, and that administrative map. That's how to insert title. You want to insert the north arrow, you can insert north arrow. These are the different types of north arrow you can insert. So insert the north arrow to the map. You can click on the box and expand it to make it bigger. Then you also go to insert which are the primary parameters of a typical map. You want to insert your scale bar. So the scale bar, you can right click to change the properties of the scale bar. You want it to be like this. You want it in kilometers, and then you are done. So you have inserted. Now we have a map coming out fine. Our map is coming out fine. We have the north arrow, we have the scale bar, we have the title. We have the north arrow, we have the scale bar, we have the title. So now let's see how we do that. The same thing in QGIS. We have added the map. Then the next thing we want to add is we want to add the north arrow, just as we have here. Then we also have to define where we want the north arrow to be. So we want north arrow to be here. So this is a typical north arrow. If you want to change the type of north arrow, you can right click and change the properties, and then under the property you can choose different form of north arrow for this. Now you want to insert add item. Now you want to add a scale bar, you just draw the scale bar, and then the scale bar will be here. And then if you want to change the properties, those things can be changed on this side. If you are on the north arrow, if you want to change the symbol that you have there, you can change different type of symbol here. You can change the symbol. Let's say you want to change the symbol from what we have before to this, or you want to put a particular logo, you want to put other thing there. So these are the various ways in which you can use you can change the landmark, you can change the scale bar. If you want to come to the scale bar, the properties of the scale bar are here. You can change the scale bar, you can change the scale properties. Instead of it's in kilometers, you can change it from kilometer to meters. And then when you are done, I'm going to change the north arrow from this, because that is not a very good one. So we symbol. Let's look at other possibilities of north arrow. Arrows. Yeah. So let's pick this, and then you are good. Now want to add a label. Which is the title now. Want to add label a title. So let's put the title below here. So now call it a map, administrative maps, instead of this one, call it administrative map of Nigeria. You can change the font here, the size of the font. You want to change the color to red. You want to make it, you want to centralize it. You want to change the position, you want to change the size, you want to change the background, you want to change the font, the listen font, or whatever font you want to use. And the size can be changed from this properties, position, rotation. You want the other variables, and then all this one can be done. In that case, now you have changed, you have done the title, you have done the north arrow, and you have done this. With this, you are almost done with your map. So you can insert under this add item, you can insert any form of things. You want to add shape, you want to add other label, you want to add picture. Then for instance, you want to add the logo of a particular organization. I'm going to pick a logo of I'm going to pick a logo. If it's a particular organization that has done the map and you want to put the logo, you insert the picture here, and then here you can look at where you want to pick the picture. So under this, you are going to locate where the picture will be, and then you want to insert a logo. You locate the logo and you insert it. Now we are going to put QGIS as the logo, but you can put any of the logo you want, but in this case we are going to put QGIS as the logo. Here, if you want to insert logo under this insert, just as we have add item here, we also have insert here, and anything you can insert here, you can also add it as add item. Now, these are the similarities and some of the little differences you have in using QGIS and using ArcGIS in producing a map. You want to produce a map, either choroplatic maps, thematic map, or base map. So you can do the same. You can do it the same way you can do it in ArcGIS. You can do it in QGIS. The next lecture, we are going to look at some other spatial analysis and some other things you can do, and we are going to examine what you can do in QGIS and what you can do in ArcGIS. Similarity, they are going to do the same thing. Interoperability is perfect, it's excellent in the two data sets. You can bring data from QGIS that you produce in QGIS, you can import it and open it in ArcGIS, or any data that you open or you prepare in ArcGIS, you can also open it and use it in QGIS. I want you to subscribe to my channel so that when a new video comes, you'll be alerted. Thank you and have a good day.